Any other? Right.
I got a statement for you.
Go.
I was not here Thursday to do the board workup, and for people who are still here in the audience, I have been working this budget since 1993. Before I came on the board, I was the chair of the budget committee. And I did a prepared statement because I didn't want to miss some important points, so I beg your pardon that I'm reading from the statement. The board has painted itself into a financial corner due to its October resolution, which removed 2 key services from the Armstrong management contract. Those services being landscaping and patrol. While at the same time, they increased staff salaries, added a new full-time events coordinator, a full-time communications director, and a full-time assistant manager. Once the musical chairs with the funding was complete, the new management contract with all its bells and whistles was fully funded, and a new subcontractor for landscaping was selected and fully funded. That left patrol services without a chair to sit on. That means 0 funding for patrol. To replace a 24/7 patrol service would be in the neighborhood of $300,000 depending on what company you select. We can't get that kind of money from the association, and we, the board, can't or won't accept reducing services in other areas. So the compromise, as I understand it, on patrol service is to offer you, the membership, a partial patrol service contract at $162,000 annually. So that brings us to this 08 budget. The board is desperately looking for a way out of the mess that we ourselves created back in October. Okay, I think that's pretty evident. From what I've heard, the plan is first, arbitrarily cap the FY08 assessment at $26 increase. I don't have any logic for that. Point of order.
Go ahead.
Okay, they want to forego all capital improvements. Already made a motion, Jim, please, don't interrupt.
Go ahead.
Forego all capital improvements, don't be rude. Don't be rude.
You're
Don't be rude.
You're accusing the
Mr.
board of things
President,
that you
Mr.
weren't here to
President,
back
point of
up.
order, point of order, Mr.
Let him
President.
finish, Jim.
Point of order, Mr. President.
Then we all get to respond.
Go ahead. Finish your statement.
Okay, forego all capital improvements. I'm just trying to tell the folks what's going on. Take a minor reduction in the event's expenses, charge more for tickets at each event, and charge every person an events fee. Take half the lake maintenance budget. All of these actions will have an effect upon you, okay, to varying extents, depending on what you use in the community. But by far, the most profound effect will be felt by the board's plan to take $50,000 from the annual repair replacement contribution and apply that to the operating account for a reoccurring operating expense. That's going to be your new patrol. There's no such thing as a $50,000 credit. It's a gimmick. I'm sorry, Dave. You offered a cash-starved and drowning board a false lifeline, and they grabbed for it. As required by Virginia statute, I reviewed the reserve table carefully, along with the budget committee. We took it, okay, we reviewed it carefully along with the budget committee, taking into consideration past, present, and future changes, all the pluses and the minuses that were added and taken from that account. Made adjustments to the base 2005 study conducted by Miller Dotson, and using that analysis along with the past decision to reduce the current reserve contribution that we're paying this year to $278,098 from the previous year's contribution, which was $330,000. And now the budget committee came up with the minimum, rock bottom contribution to support our reserves of $270,000. In my opinion, that $270,000 number is the very bottom rung of the funding spectrum to adequately maintain our reserve account. I do not see a position from the budget committee on the board's current plan to reduce an additional $50,000 from the reserve contribution, so I cannot speak for them. However, when I get finished, we do have the budget chair here, maybe he has their recommendation. To haphazardly remove an additional $50,000 from this annual contribution is beyond foolish and irresponsible and rises to the level of gross mismanagement and misconduct. Let's think about it.
Jay Burger up in the hallway. Just see.
Take your marbles and go home. Think about it. This one action alone automatically places a $50,000 plus deficit in the FY09 budget before the FY08 budget even becomes effective. Okay? The board also ignores known and expected income shortages that are coming within the near future. Just how deep of a hole do we really want to dig for ourselves? Let me reiterate, the current budget plan caps your assessments at $26 increase, allows for no capital improvement for fiscal year 08, places an immediate $50,000 deficit in your FY09 budget, ignores all out-year income shortfalls expected from lost agreements and interests due to dredging and dam repairs, ignores added dredging costs to reserves starting in FY09, pretty much ensures no capital improvements for FY09, deliberately underfunds the reserves. I urge each of us board members to reevaluate our position on this budget plan and try to think beyond the moment. Do not compound one short-sighted decision we made in October with another one here in December. I vote no on presenting this budget plan to the membership and recommend the following. Approve the Budget Committee's draft budget that they've spent over hours, several weeks examining and compiling. Their hard work resulted in a balanced budget with the same assessment as last year, $457. That leaves two big issues unresolved. Capital improvements for FY08 and a partial patrol service. Add $30,000 for capital improvements, add the $162,000 for partial patrol, $192,000 total, which is a $50 per lot increase to the association for FY08. I can justify my positions fully and in detail on both these recommendations and my no vote this past October on this remodification of the Armstrong contract. My question for the rest of the board, I make the following unfriendly amendment. Okay, I make the following unfriendly amendment, and I'm hoping it gets seconded, and we'll see by vote. Move to approve an FY08 budget with $2,294,726 in expenses. The budget includes $30,000 in capital improvements and fully funds a partial patrol service contract of not more than $162,000. Reserve contribution is held at a minimum amount $270,000. Under this budget proposal, the FY08 annual assessment will be $507, an increase of $50, and let the community decide. Thank you.